Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review. For today, we're taking a look at this The Amazing Spider-Man 3.75 inch movie figure. So recently on the channel, we've been taking a look at a lot of Spider-Man figures. Spider-Man is my favourite superhero, and I actually do really like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. The second one not so much, but the first one, I love the suit, I love Andrew Garfield in the role, and we did take a look at my Amazing Spider-Man movie figure collection, which was at the time all the Amazing Spider-Man movie figures that I had. And then we took a look at a pretty rare Raimi figure, which was smaller in size, and then this guy popped up on eBay for around £10, and I've seen this guy pop up a few times before. I actually remember when this guy came out, and I did see him in the stores at the time, but I was never really interested in collecting a lot of the smaller figures. And then over time, I saw a lot of photos on eBay pop up with people posing this figure around, and I thought he looked awesome. And I was somewhat let down with the 6-inch The Amazing Spider-Man figure, so when I did see this pop up for a great price, I went ahead and got him, and he's just arrived. Before we get into the video guys, let me know down in the comment section below where you rate the Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie suit, because I love it. I think it's so underrated. I think it's really cool, something a bit different, and I've always really liked it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And let's not wait any longer. Let's take a closer look at this smaller The Amazing Spider-Man movie figure. And so here is our 3.75 inch The Amazing Spider-Man movie figure as he arrived from eBay. And I say 3.75 inches, but let's get an actual measuring tape to him and see how tall he's standing. So it looks to me he's standing just over that 4-inch mark. And we can see how he compares to some of the other smaller figures later in the video. My first impression of this guy, I think he does look great. I do think his legs look a wee bit long, if anything, just in comparison with the rest of the body. When you look at the head looks pretty small, but then the legs are really long. But I do really like the look of this figure. Let's take a closer look. The head sculpt looks great. I mean, it's a bit dirty and things. I can't really do too much about that. I have pretty much just taken this guy out of the box. I can maybe go in and try and clean him up a wee bit after the video. Should have done it before, but oh well. Now, the eyes are white on this figure. The 6-inch Hasbro Marvel Legends figure has the yellow eyes. I do like the sculpt of these eyes, and I do think I prefer the white eyes over the yellow eyes in general. But I don't know if it's necessarily movie accurate, but I personally love it. The rest of the mask looks really good. You've got that sculpted lines in there. And yeah, if anything, it might just be a wee bit too small. Looking at the body, maybe a wee bit bigger. Yeah, I really like the spider logo here. I do like it on the costume, and I think it looks great on the figure, just running all the way down the body there. You can see the blacks just, it's worn away a wee bit on the chest area, but for the most part it's held up really well. We get that sculpted webbing all over the red, and then I really like the texture on the blue part of the suit, and I do really like that shiny blue as well. I think it looks great. Get red coming round here, and then we get the back logo, which looks superb. I love it. I think that looks fantastic. I really like the red and the blue that they've used on this figure. I think it looks pretty screen accurate, and when it comes to the smaller figures, it can be a lot harder to get all the wee details in there, but a lot of the time they do it well, and I think they've done well on this figure, especially when we look at the likes of the web shooter. That looks pretty screen accurate to me, and then going back to the bigger 6-inch figure, we can see the web shooters on that one, if it wants to focus. Yeah, so in comparison, it's held up on the smaller one as well as the 6-inch figure. The hands look pretty good. I don't know if this figure came with interchangeable hands in box, but I didn't receive any loose, and I mean, any Spider-Man figure that doesn't come with whipping hands is such a letdown. I don't know why one of these wouldn't be a whipping hand, at least a fisted hand. Both of them are pretty just, loose, kind of grabby hands. Yeah, I wish we got at least a fisted or a whipping hand. I will need to double check if that did come with the original figure, but sadly it didn't come with this one loose. But I do like the blue fingers, all the pattern detail in there, very screen accurate. I think it looks good. Same on the other arm. We get that blue running down the leg, the red design running down the side as well. And then we get the silver at the bottom of the shoe. That was my biggest problem with the Diamond Select Amazing Spider-Man movie figure. It was a fantastic figure, but no silver on the bottom of the shoe. It was such a letdown, but we get it with this smaller figure here. So yeah, I think this really looks the part. If just a bigger head, maybe slightly shorter legs, and this would have been absolutely 10 out of 10. Still rate it really highly. I still think it's great. And yeah, let's compare this guy to some other smaller Spideys. And so here is our smaller The Amazing Spider-Man movie figure next to our smaller Raimi movie figure. And when I first got this Amazing Spider-Man figure out of the box, I thought he did look a wee bit taller than the Raimi figure here, and they seem to be standing around about the same size. I think the Amazing Spider-Man might just be slightly smaller, but I did think that was going to be a bigger difference, and I'm glad that it's not, because I did buy this Amazing Spider-Man figure with this smaller Raimi figure in mind to pose them next to each other, so that's really cool. I think the biggest takeaway from this as well is the difference in articulation. I do think this Raimi figure is a lot better proportioned, but we do get a lot more articulation on this Andrew Garfield figure that we'll see later on in the video, but really cool to have these guys next to one another. I'm just going to need to get a smaller Tom Holland figure now. And then for another smaller movie figure comparison, here is Iron Man 2. There's a 3.75 inch Iron Man 2 figure, and it is a great wee figure. I actually realised I don't think I've shown this off on the channel before on any comparisons. It's definitely not got its own video, but he is a really cool wee figure, and I've always had him out on display, and he looks great next to this Amazing Spider-Man figure. And then to compare the 6-inch figure next to the smaller one, we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends 6-inch The Amazing Spider-Man movie figure. And I've always just felt slightly let down with this. I picked him up for around £15, I think just less than that on eBay. And he's a bit warped, he doesn't really stand straight, his legs are certainly warped. I did take a closer look at this guy in the movie collection video, as well as others I'm sure. And yeah, I think now I am happier to have this guy because he stands straight and he's got all this great articulation. This one's really hard to pose around. So yeah, I'm glad to have this in the 6-inch figure collection, but I am actually leaning towards this one here being the better figure overall. So try and run over all the articulation on Spidey here. We can get his head looking pretty far up, pretty far down. Move that left and right, it'll pivot around a wee bit. We can get his arm moving about that far up. He's just got this ball jointed arm. We do have upper bicep swivel. Don't know why I struggled to speak there. He's got a double jointed elbow, and you can move the wrist backwards and forwards as well as rotate that round, and it does seem like it might come out, which makes me think there probably was interchangeable hands. Once again, I'll need to look into that some more. Same articulation in this arm here. He does have this chest articulation with a great range of movement there. He's got these ball jointed hips, which are a bit annoying when you go to pose him around. Just the usual range of movement with the ball jointed hips that we'd get with all the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends, but you know, after you fiddle around with it, you'll get there. He's got this upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, nothing in the calf area, but you can get the foot moving backwards and forwards, and it does pivot around, so the articulation on this smaller Spider-Man definitely holds up pretty well. And so there we have it for this 3.75 inch super poseable The Amazing Spider-Man movie figure, and I don't normally pick up 3.75 inch figures. My main collection are the 6-inch figures, and I waited ages to pick this guy up, and honestly I'm really happy to have now got him because it is a great wee figure, and I don't mind picking up the smaller figures when I pick them up for around £10 and they're of this quality. Yeah, I kind of wish the legs were a wee bit shorter. I wish the head was a wee bit bigger. I wish I had thwipping hands for this figure. And the ball joints are a bit outdated and they're a bit fidgety to pose around. But once you get them in some cool poses, it's definitely worth it. Especially when my biggest gripe of this bigger 6-inch figure was the kind of annoying posability. It was hard to get him in some cool poses. The articulation wasn't great, and mine's is a bit warped. So this figure does kind of solve some of those problems, not all of them, but yeah, I mean, for the price of £10, I would definitely recommend this figure. Let me know what you guys think of this figure down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the Amazing Spider-Man movie suit. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, so feel free to hop on over there and check that out. And feel free to hop on over to the channel page and check out any of my other videos. There are plenty of Spider-Man figure videos up over there, so I hope you enjoy them. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video right here, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.